Seeker. Written by Suzana Thompson. Performed by Heather Firth. Chapter 38. Mom is waiting for me inside the entrance of the hospital. She grabs my hand and begins to walk toward the elevators. Her words are as hurried as her footsteps. It's a head injury. They don't know how severe it is yet, but he's in a coma. A coma? It doesn't make any sense to me how my little brother can be in a coma. I just saw him playing a video game earlier today. What happened? I exclaim. He went snowboarding, she says in anguish. I should never have let him go. He's been snowboarding plenty of times, and he's always come home fine without any injuries. It's his favorite thing to do in the winter, and our parents have always been glad to see him do something more active than playing video games. As often as I've seen him lounging on the couch, I can't imagine him lying motionless in a coma. Did he have on his helmet? I ask, preparing to be upset with him for being careless. Yes, Mom replies. The doctor said he probably wouldn't have survived without it. The elevator arrives as I think of how close Justin came to death. If he hadn't worn his helmet, he might have been dead instead of in a coma. Mom's phone rings, and the jarring noise increases my anxiety. She answers it and starts to inform the person who called her that I'm here. She cuts short her words as she listens, and tears spring to her eyes. We'll be right there, she says before telling me that they're taking Justin into surgery. They have to relieve the swelling of his brain. My fear spikes with this serious development. A coma is bad enough, but brain swelling leaves no doubt that this is a severe injury. The thought that my brother might die seems impossible, yet my heart is pounding in terror. We arrive in time to see him being wheeled out of his room, and seeing the stricken look on my dad's face makes the possibility of Justin's death all too real. I have never seen this kind of emotion on my dad's face before, and it almost breaks me. There appears to be very little hope if my dad is so close to despair, but I cling to whatever is left within me. Justin is deathly pale and unresponsive to my words and to my touch on his hand. You'll be okay, I tell him in a tearful mantra. We try to follow him at least to the doors of the operating room, but we have to part from him, and a nurse leads us into the waiting room and explains that a doctor will speak to my parents as soon as Justin is out of surgery. Now the long torture of waiting for news on his condition begins. I borrow Mom's phone and step out into the hallway to call Silas. After telling him about Justin's accident, I plead with him to pray for my brother. Please, if you think God will listen to you, please pray for him to save Justin. I will, he promises. But you should pray too. I will. I agree. He needs all our prayers. Oh, please, just don't let him take Justin. I will tell everyone here to pray for him, Silas says. Then I'm coming to the hospital to be with you. You don't have to do that, I begin. Mom and Dad are here with me. And I will be there as well, he insists. I don't argue any further, because I won't mind Silas being here. If he really was called by God, then maybe God will take his prayers for Justin into consideration. I return to the waiting room and give Mom her phone back. She shakes her head at my questioning look, confirming that there are as yet no updates about Justin. My parents and I sit in tense silence, all of us trapped by our fear and worry, and trying to avoid thinking about Justin dying during the operation. I pray more than I've ever prayed before in my life. I'll go to church, I promise God. If you just save Justin, I'll never doubt you again. I know I was mad at you and I'm sorry. Please forgive me, I pray. And please save Justin. Dad stands up and asks if we want something to drink. Mom requests a Coke, but I don't want anything. I feel like this is all my fault because of my anger at God. I even tried to talk Silas out of becoming a priest, and God is probably holding that against me too. After all the proof I've had of the existence of the supernatural, I should have had more faith than most people. Instead, I argued with Silas over his faith and dedicating his life to God. I'll change, I pray with renewed vigor. I'll dedicate my life to you too if you'll only save Justin. Please save my little brother. I pray over and over. I'm so focused on praying that I'm startled when Mom and Dad both stand up and walk quickly across the room. I didn't even hear the doctor call their names.
He's out of surgery,
the doctor says.
It went well.
I notice that he's not smiling, though, after delivering that good news. His request to speak further to my parents confirms my suspicions that Justin isn't out of danger yet. When he tells me to wait here when I begin to follow my parents, I know that he has upsetting things to tell them.
We'll be right back.
He tries to soothe me. I watch my parents follow him into the area behind the door where I'm not allowed to go. There is nothing to see after the door closes, so I drift slowly back to my seat. But I'm too anxious to sit down. He survived the surgery, and I comfort myself and remember to thank God. Silas walks into the waiting room then, and I immediately seek comfort in his arms.
How is he?
He asks as he embraces me. I pull back out of the hug. He just got out of surgery. The doctor is talking to my parents, so I don't know yet. He said the surgery went well, though.
Praise God, Silas exclaims. Our prayers have been answered.
Yes, praise God, I agree. But we have to keep praying, I caution.
Of course,
he replies.
We will pray for his recovery.
I'm grateful now that Silas chose to go to Bible college and that he enlisted everyone there to pray for Justin. My brother needs a miracle, I think, before I even find out how true that is. Mom is crying when they emerge from speaking with the doctor, and Dad has a look of despair. He doesn't even protest Silas being here when he sees him. Mom tries to rally for my sake, although her tears haven't stopped. We'll be able to see him soon. Is he awake? I ask hopefully, despite the sorrow on my parents' faces.
No,
Dad chokes out.
He's still in a coma.
The surgery didn't help? I question in dismay.
It saved his life,
Mom answers before more tears flood her eyes.
But
Dad puts an arm around her and guides her out of the waiting room and into the hallway for more privacy. Silas holds my hand as we walk behind them. What did the doctor say? I demand anxiously, needing to know about Justin's condition. When is he going to wake up? I pull Silas with me as I hurry past my parents and stand facing them. Dad's expression is full of despair as he answers me.
They don't know, and if he comes out of the coma, he'll most likely have brain damage.
My horror at his words nearly short-circuits my own brain. My little brother can't have brain damage. Not Justin. Not my baby brother.
Mila.
Silas is in front of me now, and he gives me a shake as he says my name again. He'll be okay. I realize that I'm repeating that phrase aloud, and it's keeping me tethered to my sanity. He'll be okay. Mila. Mom's face comes into view as she speaks my name. Silas's hands drop from my shoulders as I propel myself into my mom's arms, and we cry our hearts out together.